What up, YouTube? It's your girl, TT Chanel. You clicked the title, you read the page. We are getting to know VannDa, the Cambodian rapper who is taking music by storm. And let me just say this, I wouldn't even just call him a rapper, okay? This young man is a all-around artist. He can sing, he even dances, and I heard he makes his own beat. Well, he has a production company that he works with very well, and I can tell you this, they are dropping back-to-back hits. Me being an American, when I first came across VannDa, the first song I came across would have to be Ambition. Thank you for 4 million subs. Now, what stood out to me, cold accent on that fire ass beat. What's interesting about VannDa's success, certain type of music was banned in Cambodia. What that means is you couldn't just come on a track and rap and talk your shit and talk your bars. No. It was actually banned. I know that sounds crazy. I thought the same thing as well. I mean, to ban someone and take away their ability to be creative, that must suck. All right, now this ban of music went on for years and years and years. What happened, they end up banning music, and in early 2000, that's when music became a thing. Now keep in mind, this is only 2023, so music was banned for years. That means VannDa had to just keep all his creativity and everything kind of like bottled in. So could you imagine growing up in a small town in Cambodia, right? In a small town, not too, his family had owned a coconut business, so they wasn't necessarily like dirt poor, but they wasn't the richest, all right? So just keep that in mind, that he had to go through all of this stuff, music being banned, going through trials and tribulations with finances in his community, and now being one of the hottest rappers in the game. Due to music being banned in Cambodia for such a long time, hip-hop did not become a thing in Cambodia until the early 2000s. Are you hearing me? The early 2000s. It is now 2023, which means hip-hop and all type of different genres of music in Cambodia is fairly new. The fact that this is fairly new to them and VannDa is taking over, in only about 4 or 5 years, this young man, 26 of age, has become one of the most successful rappers out of Cambodia. Now, what makes this story so inspirational is because I just told you that where he is from, music of that kind was banned. Now, in America, we have freedom of speech. We're allowed to say whatever we want, right? So we've never been told you can't say that on a track. I mean, hell, if you listen to the drill songs out right now, they're practically admitting murders on those songs, right? And we're still allowed to do that. So VannDa did not grow up in the field of hip-hop being forced on him, hip-hop being promoted, marketed, none of that. He got it out the mud for real. In order for us to understand how successful and how inspirational and how motivating and driven this young man is, we have to go back and where it all started. VannDa grew up in a small town in Cambodia. He has said in numerous interviews he is from the Bay. Now listen, I'm from America, all right? New York. So when you mention the Bay to us mean Cali is lit, you feel me? Good vibes, good dope. Just an all-around vibe, you feel me? So y'all drop a comment and let me know how exactly it is in the Bay. Now, I did do some research, and the Bay, it's a pretty small town. Shout out to VannDa for getting it out the mud of the Bay, alright? So shout out to the Bay and everybody that's there. What stood out to me the most out of this whole getting to know VannDa journey, he learned how to speak English. Keep in mind, he is Cambodian, born and raised. Their main language is the Khmer language, okay? So keep in mind, he had to learn English on his own. Now, if you're a VannDa fan, and if you're not, you will become one after this video, I can assure you, then you know he goes from his language, and sometimes he can even rap or sing in English. And you're probably wondering, how did he learn how to speak English? So what this motivated, driven, ambitious man did was he would go down to like the tourist areas when he was younger, and he would learn English from the tourists. How cool is that? How smart is that? You want to learn English? Go to the tourists. Why not? Wouldn't that make more sense? But that just goes to show you how dedicated he was. He didn't want his music to just reach Cambodia. He wanted it to reach international. I mean, like I said, I'm in America and I'm talking about it. This dude is nothing to be played with, and I'm just getting warmed up. Hit that subscribe. Let's get to learn VannDa some more. VannDa is young. He just learned English. You're probably wondering, what got him into hip hop? What got him into music? And I will say, and you should say it too, thank you, VannDa's big brother, because he's the reason why VannDa got introduced to hip hop. First seen VannDa come up on my YouTube, I did not expect those bars. I didn't expect rap. I didn't expect hip hop. I honestly expected a complete different language of music throughout the whole thing. But nope. He hit it with some English too in few of his songs. So shout out to VannDa. If it wasn't for his brother, I still feel like he probably would have done music. He probably just would have got introduced to it a little later in life. Because looking at his interviews, you can tell that this is something that he wanted to do, and he has a passion for it. VannDa knows English now, you know, for the most part. He learned him some hip hop history. He then got introduced to hip hop. So what's next? Like any of us would do when we finally want to chase our dreams and we're excited, we go and tell our parents. VannDa goes to his dad. His dad wants him to be a lawyer. His mom wants him to be a doctor. They're totally against this whole music idea. What does he do? The most gangster shit ever. He moves out of his parents' crib with $100, independent, homeless, with all the doubts. His mother even said that he wouldn't even last a week. This is according to VannDa Zero the Hero interview. Make sure y'all go listen to that. So could you imagine having all that doubt? But he knew what he wanted to do. So VannDa didn't let that stop him. He made that $100 work, right? And he kept putting in that work. And he kept dropping those fire songs until 2019, his production company came across him and was like, listen, I like what you do. You like what I do. Let's make magic. Pretty much. I mean, sure, they didn't say those exact words, but I'm sure that's pretty much what they said. I drop a comment, tell me what you think. VannDa has said in many interviews he credits his production company for just thinking the way he thinks and being as spiritual and just pushing him to being the successful star that he is. Good production company behind him that matches his motivation and believes in him, and they keep dropping those fire ass hits like She Called Me Hot Boy, Hot Boy. She called me hot boy, hot boy. I'm sorry, that's just one of my favorite VannDa songs. He has a strong team behind him. He has a strong mind. He's motivated. He's driven. What's next? He then drops his song Joe. Now, if you never heard Joe, then listen, you are not a VannDa fan. And it's okay, because you will be soon. Alright? After this video, go listen to Joe. It is a smash hit. In this record, he's talking about the people who look down on the others. You know, like us. You and I, we're the others. To the people who think they're just so much better than us. Who do they think they are? So he drops Joe, right? And this shit gets like crazy, stupid views. It gets tons of views. So now he has the fan base that he needs. He got the anticipation that he needs. But for some reason, he doesn't drop an album until 4 years. Like, it took him 4 years to drop his first album. Now, many would say that's insane, right? But no. Because he's still successful, and you can never rush greatness. So granted, his first album did come out in 2020. Y'all heard my little accent, 2020, right? I put that on just now. But it did drop in 2020. It's called Skull, and it has over 18 songs. And it is like 2 parts. And I suggest you go listen to it, because it is worth the 4-year wait. Now, my favorite song on Skull would definitely be Born This Way. Drop a comment and tell me your favorite song, and then we can have that discussion, and I'll tell you why that's my favorite. But I would say VannDa's music is nothing like you've ever heard before. So I suggest you go listen to that album. In 2020, the world shut down. because of COVID. That was when VannDa album dropped. You got to keep in mind he already had fans waiting for 4 years, so the pressure was on. He had to drop. COVID happens, fucks the world up. But the good thing with that is we were all in the house. Now I'm new to VannDa, so unfortunately I didn't have the privilege of listening to VannDa during COVID time. But millions had. After the success of Skull, he then dropped the song that motivates, the smash hit. I said it's time to rise. Yeah, you're right. I should leave that up to VannDa. In 2021, VannDa alongside Master Kung Ne. According to VannDa Zero to Hero interview, VannDa stated Master Kung Ne is a legend, okay? And he deserves his flowers and the respect. He also mentioned he is currently blind. So the fact that he's able to play that instrument so well and not let that, that stop him, I can see why VannDa chose to work with him. The message behind Time to Rise is so powerful and inspirational. That's why I call it the song that motivates. It has a lot of meaning to it. It's based on traditional culture and art. At the end of the day, after listening to Time to Rise and understanding the history behind VannDa's success and his beliefs and the way his thought process is, I realized that when it comes to their beliefs, art is their soul. Yes, art is the soul. Yes, in Cambodia, they're big on art. It's the soul of their country. VannDa is living proof that no matter where you come from, no matter what the laws may be when it comes to music, no matter who believes in you, no matter if you have 1 fan or 2 fans, 3 fans, very little, you have to believe in yourself and keep pushing. VannDa's music is a breath of fresh air. His music is all about believing in yourself, not doing drugs, loving your family, giving back, inspiring, traditions, culture, positive music, and focusing on the art, which is the soul of his country. VannDa has dropped multiple hits from Hot Boy to Demon to his song that he dedicated about his mama. His music is solely about believing in yourself and following your dreams. VannDa has done multiple interviews. In one of those interviews, he said that he has dreams of performing in the Super Bowl, even Coachella. Now, what's dope about this is that he just performed at Rolling Loud. So I don't see that being impossible because as VannDa would want us to believe, nothing is impossible and you have to follow your dreams. So there you have it, folks. That is VannDa, the success story.